Hi guys, and welcome to the Truth Factor, guys. I'm so sorry I'm late. I had to take Abby to work, and I tried to plan accordingly, and then something happened, and I was a little upset. So I waited just a few minutes until I got upset. Hi, Brian. Oh no, that's not good. Hello, Miss Helen. That bites that your phone keeps turning off. AMG. Hello, Daryl. God bless y'all. God is good. We'll pray for you took some muscle relaxers. We'll keep you lifted up in prayer, brother. God bless you. Sorry to hear that. Anyway, we got an interesting little bit of stuff going on today, don't we, guys? I'm sure you guys have heard all the crap that's taking place in the Red Sea. And I mean, it's crazy, isn't it? Absolutely crazy. I know. We got in at like 3:00 this morning. Uh-oh. Avery. We got in at 3:00 this morning, and it was kind of crazy. It really was. So, just trying to see something real quick. All right, we might cover that one. All right, guys, let's get into today's headlines, guys. I know you guys are like, what in the world is she doing? What is? It's not. It's Avery. Tell her to stop.
Give it here and I'll talk to her. Tell her.
But I need it back here. These kids, they're playing on my phone. You're trying to stay awake. I know.
Yeah.
Tell her to quit calling.
All right, you can come up and ask, but quit calling. None is live.
Thank you. All right.
Bye.
Anyway, thanks for joining us today. We've got some headlines, and it is just a crazy day, guys. A lot of things to cover. So let's, without further ado, get into these articles, guys. It's just crazy stuff today. Anyway. All right. All of these articles are in the Wixit and in the description in the box below. Trying to share the screen out here, guys. I have coming in at 3:00. I slept and waking up to all of this stuff and just, I don't know. I feel a little off. Yeah, I'm always off, but I feel just off. Normally I don't feel so off, but I feel off today. It's just one of them days, guys. I guess it's just one of them days. AMG, how are you, brother? Okay, so let's get into these headlines, guys. Let's see what's going on. I've got quite a few of these things to cover, so let's get into it. We have the Pentagon says American warships and multiple commercial vessels have come under attack in the Red Sea. This is from the AP, from Insider Business on Twitter. But guys, I've got the articles to go along with this. Okay, so we have from End Time Headlines reporting that a UK ship has been struck by rocket fire in the Red Sea. A UK-owned ship passing through the Red Sea has reportedly been hit by rocket fire. A UK-based maritime security group said Sunday, with another agency reporting possible drone activity in the area. The unnamed Bahamas flag vessel was struck by a rocket while sailing south around 35 nautical miles of Yemen's western coast. Maritime security firm Ambry said, citing reports. The affected vessel was issuing distress calls relating to piracy missile attack. The UK-based company added. It noted that the international naval asset in the vicinity of the incident was likely proceeding to the ship's location. The United Kingdom Maritime Trade Operations Agency, run by Britain's Royal Navy, said it had received a report of uncrewed aerial systems activity, including a potential explosion originating from the direction of Yemen. Not good, guys, not good. And then we have I believe this is a picture that I was sent. Hopefully it'll. Okay, so this is from Amir, and it says the war, but it was not possible to eliminate him because he was going out with the hostages in the car. But the IDF spokesperson, the British ship that was hit by the Houthis today is in danger of sinking. So I guess what we're not getting told, in one source, we'll find another source to give us more information, right? That's what we do, right? When we're trying to dig for truth and get all that is taking place, right? Because again, we can only go with so much, but we have to try to stay completely informed as much as possible. Anyway, we have Pentagon confirming the U.S. warships and commercial ships are under attack in the Red Sea. Now, this here comes from Zero Hedge and confirmation to that insider tweet. You guys know if I don't get an article, I sometimes won't run with it until it hits. Sometimes I do. Insider paper is one of those ones that we can say that we can definitely count as a responsible and reasonable source. And so I would have went with it if I had not found another one. But it does say that a report from the Israeli Public Broadcasting Corporation shared on the X that the spokesperson for the IDF reported the UK commercial ship was targeted in the Houthi attack, which we already basically covered. CNN Pentagon reporter Haley Britsky reports that the U.S. Arleigh Burke-class destroyer Carney shot down 2 drones belonging to Yemen's Iran-supported Houthi rebels. The destroyer then received a distress call from a civilian commercial vessel, the MV Unity Explorer, after the Carney set at least one ballistic missile fired at the Unity Explorer and landed in its vicinity. According to Bloomberg data, Unity Explorer is a bulk carrier and recently transited the Suez Canal. The ship's last known position was last Tuesday in the middle part of the Red Sea. Houthi rebels have claimed responsibility for the attack. In a significant development, the AP News has reported that the U.S. Arleigh Burke-class destroyer and 2 commercial vessels were targeted in the Red Sea. This incident is part of a growing trend of maritime attacks in the waters of the Middle East, which have been linked to the ongoing conflict between Israel and Hamas. We're aware of reports regarding attacks on the USS Carney and commercial vessels in the Red Sea, and will provide information as it becomes available, the Pentagon said. Speaking on a condition of anonymity, a U.S. official told the AP that the attack was around Sinai and Yemen, and said that Carney and the Arleigh Burke-class destroyer repelled at least one drone during the attack. Despite no confirmation from the Pentagon on who exactly were the attackers, one might suspect Yemen, Iran-supported Houthi rebels who have frequently attacked ships in the Red Sea could be responsible. The terror group has also launched drones and missiles at Israel. Let's remember the Red Sea is one of the world's most heavily traveled commercial shipping lanes. And you can see right here. Meanwhile, Gulf of Tonkin is trending on X in the U.S. The latest data in the intelligence from Stratofor shows 2 U.S. aircraft carriers are in the region. A CB-69, the USS Dwight Eisenhower, is underway in the Persian Gulf, and CVN-78, the USS Gerald R. Ford, is underway in the Mediterranean Sea, with an amphibious group in the Red Sea. The LHD, the USS Batak, is underway. And then we have carrier strike groups. The Eisenhower is underway. The Carl Vinson is moored in the East China Sea. The Gerald Ford is underway in the Mediterranean. The U.S. Baton is underway in the Red Sea. This comes weeks after the Galaxy Leader, a vehicle carrier vessel, was hijacked in the Red Sea. And here we go, guys. And then we also have from Newsweek, the U.S. Carney attacked as Iran-backed Houthi militia announced the Red Sea strikes. So this one says that You guys, I guess we can't all get on the same page, right? I don't know. The Pentagon on Sunday announced that attacks have been carried out on the United States warship as well as commercial vessels stationed in the Middle East, which could be significant escalation in the ongoing war in the region. We're aware of the reports regarding the attacks. The Carney, the warship was not damaged in the attack, and there were no injuries reported, according to the AP. Now, see, you have to sometimes go to more than one source to get a little bit more information, but here we go. The Carney shot down a drone in self-defense as it responded to the attack of the Bahamas flag carrier Unity Explorer, the AP reporting, citing a U.S. official. A second drone was also downed by the U.S. response to the support of the Unity Explorer. The U.S. has strongly backed its longtime ally Israel in the aftermath of October 7th, the Palestinian militant group Hamas, which left 1,200 dead. Regional Iranian-backed groups, including the Houthis in Yemen, Hezbollah in Lebanon, and Iraqi militias. The Houthis claimed credit for strikes in the Red Sea on Sunday, saying they targeted 2 Israeli ships. The targeting operation came after the rejection of the 2 ships of the warning message of the Yemen naval forces, and the Yemen armed forces said the Yemen armed forces continued to prevent Israeli ships from sailing in the Red Sea in the Arab Bahrain until the Israeli aggression on our steadfast brothers in the Gaza Strip stops, the statement. And of course, the Houthis have repeatedly launched strikes at the ships in the Red Sea. The U.S. military intelligence officials have been briefed on the attacks, told Newsweek, that the Houthis are trying to target Israeli-owned and connected commercial vessels, referencing statements the group had made on X, formerly Twitter. The U.S. has backed Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates in their war against the Yemen's Houthis, which began in 2015. Those tensions cooled in 2023 with the dialogue occurring between the Houthis and the Saudis. Let's see. I don't think there's anything else in this article, but just good to know that there's, just no injuries and things of that nature. So sometimes you got to go to more than one article, but you guys can definitely see that there is lots of things happening in and around the Red Sea area. And then again, the Yemen's Iran-backed Houthi rebels on Sunday said they had attacked 2 ships off the Yemen coast. So lots of collaboration for the situation that is taking place as things are taking place in the, I guess, Middle East, Red Sea areas, guys. We also have this here to report this morning that a Catholic mass targeted in a bomb attack in southern Philippines. The IS group claims the bomb attack. Kind of crazy to attack a church. I don't know what they really think they're going to get out of that, but hey, if it was who we say, that is people, again, they do not like Christianity at all. So could there be more attacks? Most definitely. Most definitely. And then we're going to switch gears here just a little bit. And I say just a little bit, but if you're a Bible believer and you're reading the Word of God and you know the signs of the times, these things will only increase. These are birthing pains. So here we have from Insider Paper, Mount Marapi volcano erupts in Indonesia and spews a column of ash around 3 kilometers into the sky, forces evacuation of dozen hikers. And here's a little video to go along with that, and you can see the smoke or the ash just billowing up into the heavens to the skies there. Pretty crazy, isn't it? You can see why there was an evacuation. And then we have, let's see, also more aftershocks. A magnitude of 7.0 earthquake detected off the coast of the Mindanao, Philippines area was struck late Saturday, triggering tsunami warnings, the initial reports. Then we also have Trying to get it. Newsweek. Winter storm warnings issued for 11 states as the atmospheric river lashes the U.S. So we go from volcanoes, earthquakes, and now winter warnings, guys, winter storm warnings. And, you know, our word definitely describes all of these things that will increase in the end days. Winter storm warnings are in effect for 11 states with heavy rain and snow forecasts for areas in the Northwest, the Rocky Mountains, and eastern United States. The warnings are currently in effect for parts of Colorado, Idaho, Maine, Nevada, New Hampshire, New York, Oregon, Utah, Vermont, Washington, and Wyoming. In a forecast on Sunday, the National Weather Service said that a multi-day atmospheric river event will continue to impact the Northwest and the Rockies with heavy rain and significant mountain snowfall on Sunday and into Monday. Atmospheric rivers are narrow channels in the atmosphere that are able to carry a large amount of moisture with them. Meanwhile, unsettled weather is a forecast across the eastern part of the country with rain along the East Coast and wintry weather from parts of the Midwest and Great Lakes to northern New England. Newsweek rounds up the details in the winter storms warnings currently in effect. So, Colorado, winter storm warnings are in effect for several places in Colorado. Up to 18 inches of snow could fall in the Rocky Mountain National Park, according to one warning in effect until 11 p.m. Forecasters have warned that visibility will be near zero at times, and snow-covered roads will make travel hazardous and potentially life-threatening. Guys, I don't know where you guys all live, but I am going to tell you, we have been under some strange weather here in the great state of Indiana. It was Friday night when we were coming in. The fog was so bad. It really was. You couldn't see. And I'm kind of glad I had to do hair instead of go get my grandson. Papa had to go get him by himself. The fog was so bad. I couldn't have seen the road. And then we were traveling yesterday, and the fog again was really bad, but it was like when we got back here, we hit a barrier, and it was a temperature barrier. It was like night and day. We went from 60-degree weather to 45-degree weather. It was crazy. And there was no fog because of, I guess, the cold barrier or whatever, but it was absolutely crazy. It really was the most amazing thing, I guess, really crazy. All of a sudden you're in all this heavy fog, and then you cross the line, temperature drops, and the fog goes away. It was absolutely crazy. Hi there, Carol. How are you? It has, and it's been chillier there. Well, it's actually been warmer here than it normally is for this time. I mean, we're 51 right now. That's a thermocline. It was pretty crazy, let me tell you. Absolutely. And you live in Oklahoma, and it's been foggy and cold, and so shorts and good weather. I hear you. Hi there, Rip Curl. To live in. Absolutely. I totally agree with you. 100%, Rip. 100%. It's absolutely crazy, brother. It is. Do studying and reflection. I gotcha. Absolutely. It's crazy. If people only knew how well they had it, right? Sometimes they forget what really goes on in other places. It's like you went to sleep and you woke up and you just forgot how great things are here and how bad things can be. Really, truly. Anyway, so let's continue on with these warnings. I just wanted to touch in chat really quick and see where everybody was, and tell you about the crazy, strange weather we've endured here. just in the last few days. It's been crazy. Heavy in Idaho. Heavy snow is forecast for parts of Idaho, including Bear Lake Valley, Bear River Range, Boise Mountains, and the Sun Valley region. Forecasters warn that travel could be very difficult to impossible at times, as areas of blowing snow could reduce visibility significantly and gusty winds could bring down tree branches. Maine. Heavy snow is expected in parts of south central, west central, and western Maine. Forecasters say that storm will bring plowable snow to the region, but the periods of moderate and heavy snow will combine with low visibility to create dangerous driving conditions and potentially impact the Monday morning commute. Nevada. Nevada's northern Elko County, Rocky Mountains, and East Humboldt Range are expected to see heavy snow on Sunday and winds gusting as high as 40 miles an hour. New Hampshire. Winter storm warning is in effect for northern Carroll, northern Coos, and southern Coos counties, with heavy snow expected until Monday afternoon. Total snow accumulation could be up to 10 inches, forecasters said. New York. Heavy snow is expected in western Clinton County, and a total snow of accumulation of between 3 to 8 inches. Travel could be very difficult from Sunday evening into Monday morning, and scattered power outages are possible. Oregon. A winter storm warning is in effect for the northern Blue Mountains of Oregon, with heavy mixed precipitation expected until 10 a.m. On Sunday. Forecasters have urged people to plan for slippery road conditions. Utah. Warnings are in effect for Wasatch Mountains, I-80 North Wasatch Mountains, south of I-80, and western Unata Mountains. The Weather Service warns that additional snow accumulations of 8 to 16 inches can be expected, with winds gusting as high as 75 miles per hour on exposed ridges. Vermont. Heavy snow is expected in Orleans and Essex counties from Sunday afternoon until 10 a.m. Eastern Time. Monday, and a total of snow accumulations of between 3 and 8 inches. Up to 10 of snow is possible above 1,500 feet elevation. Washington. Heavy mixed precipitation is expected in the northwest Blue Mountains until 10 a.m. Pacific Time. Wyoming. Heavy snow is expected in Yellowstone National Park. The total snow accumulation is up to 18 inches. Wow, guys. The forecast across southern and eastern portions of that park, up to 24 inches are possible across southwestern areas. Heavy mountain snow is forecast in Sierra Madre and Snowy Range Mountains. Travel could become extremely dangerous or impossible due to icy snowpacked roads and near zero visibility due to the falling and blowing snow, the Weather Service has warned. Okay, guys, that is the snow winter weather mix forecast that Newsweek has given us. Absolutely kind of crazy, right? Let's see. We also have up to here, guys, up to here. We're at end time headlines, where the U.S. water system has been targeted by Iran-linked cyber attacks across multiple states. Now, the other day we covered a similar thing about the water being attacked. I think it was in Texas. And here we have multiple federal agencies are warning that Iran-linked hackers have been targeting the U.S. water systems and other industries that use program logic controllers, Unitrons, as Israel-Hamas war simmers in the background. Hackers affiliated with the Islamic Revolutionary Guard have engaged in malicious cyber activity targeting the PLC operational technology devices used in America's water and wastewater system sector and in other industries, including energy, food, and beverage manufacturing, since at least November 22nd, the agency said in a December 1st alert. The agencies that issued the warning include the FBI and Cybersecurity Infrastructure Security Agency, the National Security Agencies, with the Israel National Cyber Directorate joining the U.S. agencies in the advisory. Let's see. The PLC device regulates process, including pressure, temperature, and fluid flow, according to Unitronics. A cyber attack by Iran linked on November 25th the Municipal Water Authority of Al-Aqaba, forcing the utility to switch it to manual operations. Through officials said water quality was not compromised. And that is what they're saying in most of these places. This one here is Pittsburgh. One high-profile cyber Avengers targeted the water in Pittsburgh last weekend, prompting congressional lawmakers to demand an investigation. These are the other little places that they're talking about, but so far they're still, reporting for the most part, guys, that it hasn't affected anything. Now, I want to say, and I'm going to comment since they mentioned, commercial, um, water systems and stuff, technology in America's water system, that me and hubby had a root beer. I think wasn't it a root beer or cream soda? Was it the root beer or the cream soda? I don't remember, but we had it. It was an A&W. And I wouldn't normally talk about it, but just knowing that they're attacking these things, we had something that did not taste nothing like what it was supposed to be. So guys, I don't necessarily know if it actually is being, altered and people just aren't noticing because it's such a slight change or what, but I will tell you guys that, yeah, Tim is feeling better today, guys. He is. And you prescribed Tim bacon and eggs for a week. I got you, brother. He's not big on bacon, but maybe sausage and eggs. But anyway, you've done some research. You've loved the war and history since you was a kid. And you've had many questions as a kid that weren't allowed to be asked. I got you, brother. Interesting. Absolutely. Let Jesus lead our way. That's right. Anyway, the corruption is bad for sure, guys. It is. Thank you, Drain. Absolutely crazy. Yeah, he'll eat bacon, but he's not a fan of bacon. He prefers sausage. And see, I'm not a sausage person. I like bacon, but I don't really like pork. I'm not, every now and then I'll get a craving for some bacon, but it's very rare. Very rare. Anyway, let's continue, guys. But I'm glad to hear that, it's not actually supposed to be affecting the water system. But I'll tell you, me and Tim both was like, that was nasty, whatever it was. So I don't know. Anyway, forget the triple-demic. The U.S. is headed for a sundemic this winter, and experts warn we're not prepared. The CD will likely reach levels in December not yet seen this year, combining with surges of flu, RSV, and other pathogens for winter, not so different than last year's triple-demic, experts say. Rajanarayan, Assistant Dean of Research and Associate Professors at the New York Institute of Technology campus in Jonesboro, Arkansas, told Fortune that the U.S. is a sitting duck in the face of a syndemic winter. It's a term he prefers to triple-demic, and as it acknowledges the impact of more than 3 pathogens on the healthcare system and the need for policies to address the phenomenon in addition to medical interventions, strained hospital capacities, workforce exhaustions, burnout, a lack of effective therapeutic tools, poor communication, a lack of compliance, a lack of connectivity planning, and pervasive influence of social determinants of detriments of health only make the nation's delicate health infrastructure more fragile, he said. The CD wastewater levels are high and again heads upwards on a track to surpass their 23 peak, which occurred in September, according to the wastewater data posted by the U.S. Center for Disease Control and Prevention. CD hospitalizations are up 10% a week over week, according to the most recent data available, and deaths, while not rising, are not receding either. Jay Wellen, a top CD forecaster cited by leading public health experts like Dr. Eric Topol, told Fortune he has little doubt that the winter C wave will be the highest the country has seen since last winter. The Omicron spawn The Kraken sent cases rocketing skyward yet again. There's a reasonable chance it'll surpass last year's wave. He added, but little chance. It competes with the initial Omicron peak of 2021 and 2022. So, there's a little bit more if you want to continue to read, but I really thought that the Omicron wasn't that effective. So are they trying to downplay this now? I really don't know, guys, but I would say, drink you some more juice, get some vitamin D, stay outside if you can.
Yeah, just juice.
Just juice.
Not gin and juice.
Not gin and juice. Yeah, don't put nothing in it, guys. Okay. I can't. I'll tell you guys. Okay, so I've got a short little story. We're going to take a breather really quick. We were in Tennessee yesterday, and all right, me and hubby, we're not saints by no means. We had partying days. Okay, we did. We had partying days. We've been tailgaters. We've done all kinds of stuff. And now on a special occasion, I could see having, maybe a morning drink. And I say special occasion as in tailgaters. If you were tailgating, the game starts at noon. You're usually out there tailgating, cooking, drinking, and it's before noon, right? If you went to a wedding and you had a glass of champagne or whatever the alcoholic beverage was, and you toasted to the wedding, if it was before noon, you get the gist. So normally a rule of thumb for us was we did not drink after noon. But yesterday, before noon. Yeah, we didn't drink until after 12 o'clock. So, but yesterday, we went, Tim took Aiden to look at a car, and it was in Tennessee. And let's just say one of the peoples that walked up to hubby was a character. She had a glass of bourbon. And she was just a little friendly and no danger, not overly friendly, but it was
9:30 in the morning.
It was 9:30 in the morning, guys. 9:30 in the morning, and that little lady was drinking bourbon and Coke. It was bourbon. Straight bourbon. I'm sorry. Straight bourbon. We was drinking straight bourbon at 9:30 in the morning. Then we stopped at the convenience store to go to the bathroom, and there were people in there on the phone. I could hear the woman. Do you like White Claw? Or I guess that's what they call it, White Claw.
White Claw. Yeah.
Do you like White Claw? Do you want me to pick up White Claw? And it's still like 9:30, 10 o'clock in the morning. I'm thinking, oh my words. Where have we gone in this world that we're having a strong drink of bourbon at 9:30 in the morning, and White Claw? I have no clue what White Claw is, but I'm assuming it's a beer or a wine because it was in a convenience store. And in Tennessee, they don't sell whiskey in the stores, so it had to have been something like that. Oh no, Ryan. Ryan says 5 a.m. for him. Oh, mercy, brother, for beer. Oh, God bless you, brother.
Hey, that's only because he worked the night shift and he just got off, right?
Right. I'm hoping anyway. I can't imagine either. I can't even before breakfast. I don't know. Who knows what time that woman woke up, but she was having a good time. She was. I'll tell you. It was an interesting day. It started off really crazy yesterday. It ended even more crazier. I will have to tell you. It ended so it was a day. Let me tell you. We didn't get into 3 o'clock, so it was a fun day. Let me tell you. It was fun. Anyway, I just had to say that. Oh Lordy. Anyway, guys. Oh, triple. Anyway, here from End Time Headlines, we can laugh and carry on, but we have to get back to the headlines here, guys. At least 5 dead, 2 cops injured in a New York stabbing. Guys, times are crazy. And a suspect has killed 4 of his family members at their Far Rockaway home and slashed 2 police officers before cops shot him dead Sunday morning. I can't even imagine, guys. Officers received a 911 call from a teenager girl who said her cousin was killing her family members at 467 Beach 22nd, a multifamily home, at 5:10 a.m. Sunday, the NYPD Chief of Department Jeffrey Madere said during a press conference when responding officers arrived at the location, one cop was slashed in the face by the suspect who was attempting to leave the home with luggage in tow, while a second officer was slashed in the neck, police said. As they get to the driveway, they see a male walking out. He's carrying luggage. The officers ask the male a question or two. The encounter lasted about 10 seconds, where the male draws a knife on our officers. He stabs one officer in the neck, chest, and strikes the second one in the head. Wow. How did the cops let this person get so close that he was able to do that? I don't know, especially if you're walking onto a scene like that. I mean, wow, that's horrible, guys. After confronting the suspect, the police had to wait for firefighters to arrive to extinguish a fire that was preventing them from entering the home. Officers discovered a young child had died from injuries right outside of the home. The other victims were then found dead inside of the home. All four believed to have been stabbed to death, police added. Oh, that's horrible, guys. The injured NYPD officers were taken to Jamaica Hospital, where they were expected to recover, according to the sources. This is absolutely horrible, guys. This is just really, really bad. Just
And they wonder why cops draw their guns on people.
It is absolutely sad. It really, truly is, guys. My heart and thoughts go out to this family and this community. Okay. Then we also have here from the Gateway Pundit, guys. Chris Christie is excluded from Maine's GOP primary ballot for the 2024. Fails to meet requirements. So, guys, I don't think anybody thought that he was going to make it, but here we go. Below is a list of the candidates that have submitted the required 2,000 signatures from Maine voters. So I guess he couldn't get 2,000 signatures, guys. They have Biden and Phillips for Democrats. Republicans have Trump, Bergman, Haley, DeSantis, Binkley, and Ramaswamy. I guess that's how you say his name. Ramaswamy. That's how I'm going to say it, because I already know I don't like him. Anyway, so then we have this For Your Eye section. And guys, there's some interesting articles that I really wish that I could cover here. But as you can see from the headlines, this could probably get, not be so good. So I have this in here for your viewing pleasure. And I pray that you guys will check these articles out that are in the Wixit here, guys. Here is this one. This here is from NATO chief. The West should brace for more bad news from Ukraine. Now, I have an article over here that I think, I think we've already covered, but there's just so much. We'll take a look here. Let's go ahead and just get back to let's see if we can redo it so you guys can see. So, critical situation, Lyman. Russians advance in the surround city, crush Azov, forces in Legion mercenaries. Then there's this Ukrainian attack ends in carnage on the Robotyno line. And finally, the 118th Brigade. Then, of course, Stoltenberg, we must prepare for bad news. And then Russians breached Ukrainian defenses with underground operation. They blew up Ukrainians in trenches with 500 kilograms of explosive in Avdiivka. And then you got fateful decision. NATO imposes naval blockade on the Gulf of Finland and Kaliningrad. 70,000 troops around Russian enclave. Let's see what this one's about, guys. The Russian Navy, Air Force, and Army have been put on red alert in Kaliningrad region as Moscow prepares for a full-scale conflict in the Baltic. The Russians note that it is very likely that a new front will open even within 2024. Two successive reports from the Russian services speak of NATO blockade in Kaliningrad and the Gulf of Finland, which is constantly expanding, while in an exercise, NATO simulates the occupation of Russian territories. A total of 70,000 NATO troops are located around the perimeter of the Russian enclave in the Baltic. The Gulf of Finland is engulfed of the Baltic Sea that stretches between Finland and Estonia to the city of St. Petersburg. Events in the Baltic and around Kaliningrad are developing in such a way that the North Atlantic Alliance is gradually blocking the Russian enclave. NATO is following the strategy deliberately and step by step. In addition, the West involved the Baltic countries. Latvia has announced that they need to close the Baltic Sea to the Russian ships. Denmark has announced the closure of the strait to the Russian ships, and the Estonians, Finns, and Norwegians are beginning to block their border points with Russia. At the same time, NATO countries are increasing their presence in the waters of the Baltic Sea. All this makes Kaliningrad's connection with the mainland Russia very vulnerable. The Baltic Fleet has limited capabilities to counter the Western bloc powers. The armed forces of the member of countries in the North Atlantic Alliance have started large-scale exercises codenamed Freezing Winds 23. The exercises are led by new member of NATO, Finland, not without reason, since they practice actions against Russia in the northern direction. The exercise includes the capture of Russian Federation, Goglin, Boschol, Toyotas, and Mashini, I don't know, islands, and the blockade of the Gulf of Finland and the Kaliningrad region. Guys, I don't even know what to say, what all this is about. Clearly, I would say that, maybe NATO really just likes fighting with Russia. I mean, absolutely crazy. Then their plans to capture Kaliningrad are likely to implement it in order to eliminate the threat to the northeastern side of the alliance, the Russians conclude. Anyway, yeah, I would say that it's a very strong possibility that there'll be some kind of there too. Just have to keep our eye. Oh, wait a second, guys. I didn't mean to exit there. Not right yet. See, where was it? Was it this one, or I don't know which one it was I wanted to look at. I think it was this one here. Yeah. I think we did do this one already, didn't we? No, this is new. Okay. This is a one similar. NATO Secretary General Stoltenberg has urged the West to prepare for bad news from Ukraine, noting that he says, with his heavy heart, apparently Stoltenberg was informed, as was Zelensky, of the dire situation of the Ukrainians, along with the line of confrontation with Russian army. The NATO Secretary General does not mean the loss of 2 to 3 settlements, but something much bigger that will happen soon in Ukraine. NATO Secretary General, with a heavy heart, said we must prepare for bad news in Ukraine. Kyiv is already in critical situation, but it could even get worse. If the West does not increase arms supplies, we must prepare for bad news. We must support Ukraine both in bad times and in good times. The demand for ammunition has increased significantly due to the fact that their required level of their production has not been ensured. Ukraine is in a critical situation. This is a heartache. Guys, there's got to come a point in time when Ukraine is going to, have to think of something else, because there's so many things taking place. I mean, here we've got things going on in the Red Sea today. We have stuff that they're trying to do it, I guess, in the Middle East with Israel. There just seems to be, one thing after another. I just don't know where all this ammunition is going to come in and play. Anyway, so Zelensky ordered line of defense to be prepared between Mykolaiv and Odessa. The commander-in-chief is sure that the Russian army is preparing its attack, which could lead to the loss of new territories from Ukraine, writes the TG residential channel. So again, I guess they're going to lose more land, and he's trying to, I don't know what he's trying to do. I would say that they need to probably talk to Russia about closing this thing up, right? Anyway, this here is one of those other articles. So I think that things are just kind of crazy, right? Kind of crazy. All right. So then Here's Newsweek. Conflict could erupt on America's doorsteps as Venezuela heads to polls. I think we know that what's coming on our doorstep, it's already kind of reared its ugly head in so many ways, guys. And then we have this. I would tell you that you guys can see just how crazy this stuff is. And why this is in for your ICE section, right? I mean, it's just absolutely crazy. And then we also have this here from Hal Turner for the New Zealand arrest being made there. I mean, just some crazy stuff taking place. So these articles, I would tell you, there's some very good ones to, go and check out. And for those that may not know how to find this Wixit link, I'm going to drop it in the comment section. It is in the description in the box below. But sometimes you're on a go and you don't have time to, go look there. Anyway. Oh, it will indeed. But we have to know. I know, Daryl. I know, right? I hate being anyone talking about doom and gloom here. But I agree. It would set off civil unrest, but I don't see, we are spread so thin. On a serious note, Ryan, I don't see that, how they're going to get away with not doing some kind of draft, but in all seriousness though, they need to do an uptick in ammunition makings. They need to get the lead out of the butt there per se, and get on the horn there. It seems like a lot of things have been depleted. We need to replace these things. Anyway, God is good, and that's all I can tell you. But this seems like a really crazy deal today in the Red Sea with all these attacks. Let's see. We will just back to this one, guys. Confirming those commercial ships and U.S. warships been hit. Just crazy stuff. So we'll just continue to keep our eyes on the situation and report accordingly to what we can. Anyway. Oh, he covered the New Zealand thing. I gotcha. Well, I'm glad other people are covering it because it's so newsworthy. It really is. I just, I know there's certain things that this platform doesn't like. And so, I'm not going to push the envelope per se. The 49ers Eagle game is boring. I hear you, MG. I hear you. Who's winning? Just out of curiosity. Absolutely. Helen, absolutely. Positively, without a doubt. Anyway, guys, that's the headlines in a nutshell. We got a lot of things, I think, covered today. We'll continue to keep our eyes and ears on the situation in the Red Sea with our ships, with everybody's ships. It seems like it's not just U.S. ships being targeted, UK ships, commercial vessels. Again, the Houthis are trying to hit anything that's run or owned by Israel. And that's, I think, their reasoning behind these attacks. But it is what it is, right? Anyway, God bless y'all. I love y'all so much. I do hope you'll have a wonderful day. And if anything else happens, we'll try and get it to you as quick as possible. I hope y'all have a wonderful day, though. God bless you, and we will see you all later. Bye.